Hi, I'm Callie Lewis. You're watching Geek Brief TV. This is Brief 752. I've been playing with the HTC Incredible for a few days. You guys had a lot of questions, as did I, so let's take a look at it. Let me start this off by admitting that I'm coming at the Incredible as a person who first fell in love with the Droid. Even when I got my hands on the Nexus 1, I still liked the Droid better. However, the thing I really fell in love with was Android, not necessarily the phone itself. The HTC Incredible runs Android 2.1 with the Sense UI. Android 2.1 is awesome, as we all know. My favorite thing about it is the Google Apps integration. From a workflow perspective, if you use Gmail, Google Calendar, etc., nothing else compares, and you should seriously consider an Android phone. The Sense UI is the user interface you see and interact with. Things like the Leap feature that lets you view all the home screens at once. Just pinch in with 2 fingers to access it. You can have 7 different home screens. All of the Sense UI features work really well and are intuitive. It's a great way to work or play. There were a couple times when I found the 3.7-inch capacitive touchscreen to be less responsive than the Droid, but mostly it worked perfectly. There is no physical keyboard on the Incredible, so you're dealing with virtual keys only. I would consider it one of the best keyboards available if I weren't so used to the iPhone keyboard. It does take some adjusting, just a heads up. The screen is 480 by 800, which is slightly less resolution than the Droid, but it's still beautiful. I didn't have great weather in the time I had it for testing, but others have complained that the screen can be too reflective in bright sunlight. It has a 1 GHz Snapdragon processor, Bluetooth and Wi-Fi, of course, an FM radio, a micro SD card slot up to 32 gigs, and an optical trackpad as opposed to a trackball like on the Nexus 1. The camera is 8 megapixels with dual LED flash and autofocus. The Incredible is about the same width as the iPhone, but feels slightly thinner because of the straight-edged design. The design on the back bothers me visually. It doesn't have any negative impact on the way you hold it or how it sits on a desk. It just bugs me. It's supposed to be inspired by race cars, but that seems like a stretch to me. What about for you? Everyone cheer because it's on the Verizon network, which is awesome. No dropped calls for me while testing, and no points at which my data and phone service just disappeared for no apparent reason. Gotta love reliability. The battery got me through the day with normal use and lasted a bit longer than the iPhone. The speaker is really good. You don't have to strain to understand words like you do on some other phones. All in all, I love the HTC Incredible. The Sense UI combined with Android 2.1 makes for a phone I drool over. And the optical trackpad is better in my opinion than the trackball on the Nexus 1. If you don't need a physical keyboard, the Incredible is a great choice. If you do, go with the Droid. I can't get to all the questions you asked on Twitter, but if you have questions before buying, let me know and I'll do my best to answer them all at twitter.com/CallieLewis for you. This episode was brought to you by Squarespace.com. If you're looking to build a website that's easy to put together and maintain and don't know how to code, Squarespace is the solution. My coupon code GEEK will save you money when signing up. Thanks so much. I'm Callie Lewis. Bye. Droid. No, that sounds not like the commercial.